Louisiana beer reviews. Hamm's beer. Hamm's beer was established in 1865 by the Hamm's family, German immigrants in St. Paul, Minnesota. It continued to be an independent brewery until the 1960s when it was acquired, and then in the 80s it was transferred over to the Pabst Brewing Company, and then since 1999 it's been a Miller brand, because in '99 Pabst turned Hamm's over to Miller, along with Hamm's Light, Hamm's Draft, Mickey's, and Old English 800. Hamm's is 4.7% alcohol. It gets a C on Beer Advocate. The Bros gave it a C+. I gave it a B. It gets an average rating on the Beer and Me, and it gets a very low rating on Rate Beer. And I find Rate Beer tends to rate beers lower than other rating websites. So anyway, it says Hamm's Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. There's no such thing anymore. It's just simply Miller Brewing Company. SAB, really, South African Breweries of England, of all things. It's a typical American style lager made with water, barley malt, corn adjunct, hops, and yeast. Okay. It's sold mostly in the Midwest, from what I understand. It's also available in California. It's not sold in the South. If I asked anybody in Louisiana, what do you think about Hamm's beer, they would not know what I was talking about. Anyway, try to be open-minded. I've had it more than a few times, so we'll be fair though. It might be sold in bottles, but I'm not aware of that. I've only ever seen it in 12-ounce cans. I bought this 6-pack, and I think East Hazel Crest area on Illinois Highway 1 at a liquor store, and I think it was $2.99 for a 6-pack, so it tends to be priced at the discount beer level. Alright, you get a very thick white head. It was about to overflow, and a clear straw, I'd say, appearance in the light, then over to and when it's not in the direct light, it's more of a yellow golden. Got a lot of bubbles streaming up, so it's certainly just a average looking American lager. We'll go ahead with the smell test now. It's ordinary aroma, water, clean water, grains, just what you'd call a beer smell. If you asked anybody what's the smell like, they'd say, oh, it smells like beer to me. And now we'll go with the taste test. Yeah, it's got that beer flavor. Grain, a touch of hops, a light and watery body, a dry, crisp finish with a little bit of a bite to it. The drinkability is pretty high. If you don't like American style adjunct lagers or lagers in general, you're not going to like this. If you're somebody like me that enjoys American style lagers, you're going to really like this. So it has a lot to do with what style of beer you prefer. It's similar as far as alcohol content, calorie count, and bitterness to Miller High Life, but I think it's better than Miller High Life. You don't get any of that peculiar cooked vegetable flavor. You just get a straight beer flavor, and it's sweet, and to me it's delicious. I'm going to stick with the B. I think this is a straight up good beer. Yeah, I was trying to remember. I thought maybe I had given it a B plus, but no, it's a B. It's good. That's about all you can say about it. It's a good working class beer. I like it. I mean, I really like it. I can see why Miller wanted to get their hands on this in 1999 when they made that blockbuster deal with Pabst. And I think it sells pretty well. So it's a great value, $2.99 a 6-pack. You could go to Walgreens and get the Big Flats 1901 for the same price, but and I think the Big Flats is pretty good, but it can't compete with this. No way. Sorry, Big Flats, but you can't do it. I remember Miller used to sell the Meisterbrow, but it wasn't too long after they acquired this that they phased out this. And the Hamm's is not that different from the Meisterbrow. So Miller had a problem, I think. They had this, they had Meisterbrow, and they had the Milwaukee's Best, all at the same price level, and they might have been thinking that they were cannibalizing themselves. And when Meisterbrow was canceled in 2005, I wrote to Miller and asked him what was going on. Well, I asked them what was going on because I hadn't seen it for so long, and I noticed it wasn't on their website, and they wrote back and said it wasn't selling, and the volume production was very low, and they saw no reason to keep it. But of course, they never advertised Meisterbrow really, and so what did they expect? They don't promote it; it's not going to sell. But I think it was a good beer. Anyway, don't want to run on too long. Laissez le bon temps rouler. This is a good beer. I still got a few left from that 6-pack. And I'm going to end this review by saying, y'all come on down to New Orleans.